On this week's episode, we talk about Spider-Man: No Way Home.
Yeah, and there's a lot, and another pop culture news. We just got home from Spider-Man: No Way Home, and we're not gonna spoil. We're gonna try to talk a lot about it, not spoiling it. And what did you think?
I loved it. I ugly cried at one point, laughed a lot. I felt like there was a lot of heart and soul to it, and it got really deep into my very favorite thing about superheroes, which is the whole what makes them a hero, and it has nothing to do with the powers and everything to do with their choices and their character, and quite often the people who love them, and that's what this movie is about, and I thought it did it really well. Plus some great fan service.
Yeah, I liked it too. It's good. It works. Mm-hmm. If the first two quite, they dropped the ball. They were like pretty low expectations, and they delivered pretty low. And this one, they deliver better, they deliver longer, and that's probably one of the issues for me. Is it's a tiny bit longer. It could be a little bit,
It is kind of long.
There's some moments that, some conversations that go a little bit longer than they should to stick to jokes there, and I guess that's a Marvel thing. Sure. But it's good. It works. From the trailer, just thinking on the trailer and not spoiling anything, for me, we probably talked about leaks. We probably talked about expectations before. So
many rumors.
Yeah, some of the leaks might be true. Some of the rumors and expectations might be true. But talking specifically about the trailer. What the trailer shows, and I was very interested about it, and I was very curious and excited about it, is because you had Doctor Strange there. We had the characters from different universes, so then multiverse was like the trailer kind of insinuates that the movie gets big. Mm-hmm. And when it gets big, it gets, there's no limit. Mm-hmm. But the movie actually doesn't expand as big as I thought by watching the trailer. It keeps self-contained on the Spider-Man universe, which is a good thing. It's a Spider-Man movie. It's not an Avengers movie. And
it's not an Iron Man movie, unlike Tom Holland's other Spider-Man movies, which are actually really just still all about Iron Man.
Yeah, Happy is barely there. Doctor Strange it's there, but he doesn't steal the scene. It is a Spider-Man movie.
This really is just about Peter.
Yeah. And Peter. But no, it's really well done. For me, from the trailer, I thought the movie would get bigger and stay bigger and get bigger, and in the end it would like change the Marvel Cinematic Universe, right? No, it's not really the case. The movie the story has beginning, middle, and end, but it stays in the realm of Peter, his family, his friends, his foes, and his allies. And just talking about beginning, middle, and end, the movie starts on the exact second where the previous movie movie ends. Which there's another issue with creating cinematic universe around comic book characters that are around for decades.
Yeah.
If you calculate how long this movie takes, which how long the previous movie takes, and the previous movie takes, and Civil War takes, Peter's Spider-Man for a couple weeks.
A couple years.
Years?
Yeah, because
I mean, not counting the blip. That we have the blip, 5 years.
Sure.
But you have Civil War.
Well, maybe not a couple of years. Maybe like a year.
I would say even less.
Well, because we see him on a school trip, and the last one he's on a school trip.
Yes.
This one takes us like into the next school year.
This one is exactly after. It starts when he saw Jonah Jameson said, Peter Parker
Right.
is...
Okay.
Yeah.
But, so it's a school trip over the summer.
Couple months. Let's put it this way.
Sure.
Which is it's complicated to deal with because in the books there's like so many years and so many experiences. In these movies, they take place, it's not every week. It's like years to make them, years in between them. But when you crunch the time like that, is I don't know, you might be saving stories for the future, or you might be killing stories because you're crunching so much that went around for decades in the books in short periods of time.
Yeah.
But besides that, forgetting the previous movie and the one before, because some people don't have memory, and they do play on that. There's some stuff that they do count that people will not remember. But besides that, the movie works really well. It's action packed. It has classic heroes clashing, like every comic book has. When Thor met Iron Man and Captain America, it was a fight. It's like that's a comic book superhero trope. First they beat themselves and then they talk. I was like, oh, that's what you mean. Okay, I'm sorry, I beat the crap out of you and destroy half of your city.
Oh.
But
this one does get very much into kind of a theme we've seen, especially recently with the MCU and others, where like the villains aren't necessarily villains, but I feel like this film dealt with it better than others. I don't know. That was a bit of a discussion that we'd had.
Yeah, it's. I guess in this one is a matter of giving. There's this theme of giving people second chances, and that's what we do. And great power comes great responsibilities.
And that we help people.
Yeah.
Even the bad guys.
Which is. It's a complicated issue, It's complex to say when the bad guy ends and when the redemption starts.
Yeah.
And when you try to do this in short pieces, and I mean even a 3-hour movie as a short piece is not a complicated series of books, a series of episodes. When you try to do that, it gets messy because it's not that simple. We know that from society, like people that go to prison and get out of prison, and how society treat them, and how we should treat them, and how they are and how they should be, and all that sorts of things. But I
guess that's something that really any superhero has to deal with. Like, at what point do you take that decisive action? Like, Batman will put somebody in the hospital, but he won't kill anybody, whereas the Punisher will kill people. But, like, I don't know. I guess that's kind of a recurring discussion. Like, we're seeing that play out on Hawkeye right now, that Hawkeye is kind of dealing with some of the consequences of what he did as Ronin. And as Ronin, like, he killed really, like, just objectively bad, terrible people. So they're dealing with, like, the consequences and the morality of that. Like, he killed people, and that's bad, but the people he killed were very bad. And so, I don't know. Yeah. I guess maybe this is just an issue that every superhero is going to have to come up against.
Yeah.
Who do you help, and at what point do you stop helping and start just, like, getting rid of? I don't know.
Yeah, talking about Hawkeye, there's two connections in between Hawkeye, the show, and this movie. I'm gonna talk about one. The other one I'm not gonna talk because it's both a spoiler from today's episode, this week's episode. And for the movie, so I'm not gonna talk about that one. But one that I thought was pretty interesting was on this week's episode, Yelena Romanoff, Natasha's sister, the new Black Widow. She's in New York, so first time in New York, blah 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 blah. And she's talking to Kate Bishop. It's like, oh, I'm gonna see the new and improved Statue of Liberty, and which, if you know from the trailer, the Statue of Liberty is holding the Captain America shield. So there's this connection that I wonder if the writers of Hawkeye knew about it, because they could say, put this on your text, put this on the script. What does that mean? Don't worry, just put it on. And when you watch both,
take care of the rest.
When you watch both, it makes sense. I mean, if you saw the trailer, when I heard that on the show, I was like, hey. And it is a pretty smart thing that Disney Plus, or Disney or Marvel, or Disney Plus, is doing it, because on the week before, on the, I think it was Thursday, Friday, I can't remember, before the premiere of the Rise of Skywalker, the episode of The Mandalorian of their week, Baby Yoda, then we didn't know his name, Grogu, he uses the Force to heal someone.
Which we hadn't seen before.
We've never seen it before, but it kind of validates and connects to what happened 30 years or so on the Rise of Skywalker, on Rey heals Ben Solo, or what's his bucket? Kylo Ren. So it's a very, very clever thing to connect, the shows you watch, the movies you watch, and they did that something also on, what was it? But that was another movie. It was Rogue One. They mentioned something that validates some information that happens on the Last Jedi.
Yeah, about the whole hyperspace tracking.
Yes. Yeah. So Hawkeye has this thing, but back to Spider-Man. This Spider-Man is a very different Spider-Man, and we knew that from the other movies. We have Peter, we have MJ, and we have Ned, which basically, I don't know if I talked about this on the podcast, but someone mentioned it, and I was like, hey, that's true. He's basically was mixed into Miles Morales and young Peter, on a way that his girlfriend is black Latina, right? And his best friend is Asian, which is exactly what Miles' friends are. And the more present, the whole best friend, know, when and
the team dynamic,
team, is a little bit more towards Miles than Peter. But one big thing that I noticed after this trilogy, and one thing about the Marvel trilogies is this one is probably one that doesn't end with future perspective, with we don't know what's gonna happen, because Thor Ragnarok ends into Infinity War.
Right.
Captain America ends into Infinity War. Iron Man was one that didn't. It was early. It was right in the beginning.
Yeah.
It didn't. So he kind of gives up on being Iron Man, right? In the last one, he destroys all the armors. He gets surgery and gets this thing. So so this is very similar to Iron Man on the aspect that we don't know if it's gonna be what's gonna happen, even though the end of the movie shows us what's gonna be the destiny of our heroes. But one thing about this one is this trilogy, and even when Spider-Man appears before, is the time of the life of Spider-Man, that he's a young man, he's a teenager. He's and that's in the books, He was Spider-Man when he was a young man, but here he's like Spider-Boy. At the end of this movie, he's Spider-Man.
I would agree with that. I mean, he finally has some really formative, defining experiences that kind of push him over that threshold, on things that we haven't seen, that have been missing. And honestly, I wouldn't have been able to put my finger on it before this movie, but then watching this, I was like, that's what was missing from the first two, Tom Holland, from the first two of this trilogy. Not just the focus on Iron Man, but just, like some of these big, like milestones for Peter Parker that make him into Spider-Man, and they finally bring all that together in a really powerful way, I think.
Yeah, no, the sacrifice, the trauma that causes people to flip into supervillain or superhero, make good decisions or bad decisions. It's on the books is when he lost his Uncle Ben, like was showing in the previous movies, and on this one, he loses Tony Stark. That was like close to him, but again, there's the time issue. Between the time of Civil War and the time of Infinity War was only a couple.
Not a lot of time.
So it was like it was impactful. To lose a friend, even if it's a new friend, is sad, it's traumatic. But to lose your father, Ben was Peter's father.
Yeah.
Because his father died when he was really young, and Ben gave him the morals, the character that made him what he is after Ben is gone. And I guess that's the moment when he becomes a man. Now he's gonna have to take care of his old aunt. Now he's gonna take to work hard. And on this new trilogy, it only happens at this last movie.
Yep. Yeah, he gets the powers, he gets the suits. He has moments where he decides, like, especially in the last one, like, am I just gonna be a normal boy or am I gonna be a superhero? But yeah, this time there's finally like heart and soul to it. You need to watch it.
Yeah.
I feel like this is a Spider-Man movie. Not Spider-Man in the MCU, not Spider-Man with the Avengers, not Spider-Man, Iron Man spin-off. This is like, Spider-Man.
Yeah.
This reminded me of being in middle school and watching Tobey Maguire. That was like my first real superhero film, and being like, yes, that I am here for this. That's what it brought me back to.
Yeah. No, it's good. It's fun. It's interesting. It's emotional, and it ends. And the producers have been talking about it. It gets dark. It ends sadly, but with hope. Just like when Peter lost Uncle Ben, he gets sad, but hope and moves him to get a purpose and to do something. It's You see the way he speaks, the actor speaks, and the way he looks in the beginning of the movie, or in other movies, and you see his last facial expressions and the way he speaks. It changed. It's a journey of this self-discovery and change into Spider-Man that that we love, and love for many years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Anything else that we want to talk?
I don't think so. I think people just need to watch this and experience it for.
It's cool. It's action packed.
Yeah.
It has like super cool references, homages, and again, I thought it would get so big, and we talked about before we just left to the theater. It's like maybe Tony Stark gonna show up.
Yeah.
But
like, it's a multiverse, anything can happen.
But no, it's a Spider-Man movie. Even though it gets big, that create a little bit of consequences for the next movies. It's still Spider-Man, and he has to deal with the consequences, the major consequences. The movie has 2 post-credit scene. The second one,
it's really more of a trailer.
It's basically the trailer.
Yeah.
For the next MCU movie,
Multiverse of Madness.
Yes, Doctor Strange, and the Multiverse of Madness. And
it looks so good.
Yeah.
I thought.
It looks very interesting. I don't know if you noticed, there's something that happened in the beginning of the movie Because from the trailer, Peter looks for Doctor Strange because everybody knows it's Peter Parker, and he looks for Doctor Strange to, hey, can you go back in time and fix that? And Doctor Strange said, and that's one thing I'm confused. I can do some research and see if I can find anything, but it's like, I don't have the time stone anymore. So where's the time stone then?
Yeah, that's
because they gave all the stones back to where it belonged, right? Captain America went personally to do that.
Yeah.
So where's the time stone? I hope they explain that on the new Doctor Strange movie. Anyways, so he does a spell, and you see in the trailer Peter say, "Oh no, not everybody. Oh, my girlfriend, my friend, my aunt. Oh, happy, So he starts messing around, and when he messes around, it causes this mystical, magical mess that create the major plots that move the movie. They're gonna create problems that they're gonna have to fix, and we know the problems of, for instance, Dr. Octavius, Doc Ock showing up. Who else? Green Goblin is in the trailer. Sandman is in the trailer. Electro is in the trailer. Lizard, Dr. Khan is in the trailer, so he's gonna have to deal with all that. With the help of his friends, they're gonna Scooby-Doo that crap. Anyways, but when he's first on that place doing that enchantment magic, whatever, we see a piece of the universe in pink, purple that we also see.
Yeah.
We see like white characters there.
Yeah.
It's.
Did you recognize?
You can't because it's a white silhouette.
Well, I don't know. Maybe there was something because you know this so much better than I do.
I mean, I
don't know. I was hoping
it could be anyone from the Living Tribunal to some sort of Eternal, or what's the big ones on Eternals, the Celestials. Could be Kang the Conqueror, the one who remains, Loki, the time. It could be so many things.
Okay.
But when I saw, I thought that was the beginning of the movie. I thought we would see more of it, more explanation to the end.
Sure.
But I guess it's something they're gonna go to the Multiverse of Madness, and the trailer for Multiverse of Madness is so good.
Yes.
We if you saw What If. Good. If you didn't, go see it because it gonna be an important part of what happens on the future of the MCU. Yes. But Spider-Man No Way Home. It's intense. I'm still thinking about it. I'm still feeling.
So many feelings.
Yeah.
So many feelings. It's in theaters. Go see it, especially Christmas break and everything else. This is totally worth. If you're only gonna see like one movie in the next few or whatever, this one is worth seeing in the theaters. Yeah. It's big. It's fun. It's a spectacle. There's feelings. It's great. So I definitely recommend it.
Yes.
Go watch it. Anything else?
Did I wrote anything about it? No, I think that's it.
Okay.
Spider-Man No Way Home. And
Okay. Let's talk about video games.
Tom Holland declared one of these days, because they had the premieres, they're doing the premiere tour, and people interview him about all sorts of things, and he talks about all sorts of things, and like he said stuff like no one wants to see Peter Parker having sex, which is debatable, but he also
that's something that can stay.
He also said that about video games that he did try to incorporate some of them. One specific one of the moves from Spider-Man game into the Spider-Man movie, which is something pretty cool.
Oh, good for him.
And I'm not sure about Feast. I have to do my research. But May is a volunteer. She helps Feast, this community center to help food and whatever.
Emergency aid shelter.
Yeah. I don't know. It might be something new on the books. I know it's on the games, but it's on the movie. So I wonder if this is something they got from the game, or if they got from the books. But again, it could be something new that I don't know. But yeah. So yeah, just that bit about Spider-Man and video games and how he wanted to incorporate that. But yeah.
All right. The Game Awards happened. There were lots of games that got awards.
Yeah.
And some pretty cool and exciting trailers and announcements.
And
demos
so
and all
many.
that.
We're not going to talk about all of them because there's like a
So
lot. But some of the big ones we saw was... what was the most exciting for you?
For me, I'm pretty excited at the idea of a Wonder Woman game. She's a character that I love,
too.
and I'd like to play that.
I think it's pretty cool. I don't know who's doing the marketing for Superman. Someone is dropping the ball because Batman has several big games.
So many.
Wonder Woman has one, and Superman is like, really?
Yeah.
Anyways.
But that's the thing that's happening. But so that I'm just excited about the concept of that. But the Matrix Awakens had really cool like tech and AI stuff happening.
Yeah, it tries to use the maximum capability of the next generation video games, so PS5 and the Xbox Series X. And they have like what a 12-minute video of images from the game exploring the areas, and first they have a little video with cinematic, and then cuts into a part of the actually playing the game, and you couldn't tell. I mean, you couldn't tell there was video game. You thought it was a movie. You could think it is a movie. It's so the quality is like.
It looks
crazy.
incredible. It looks incredible, and just like the details and the nuances that go into this, like the way that the sun moves across the sky, like the shadows move and change, and like the number of, well, anyway, I don't know all the right technical words, just it's pretty spectacular.
Yeah. And
it's cool because like this is basically what the Matrix is, right? And so I'm very
living in a virtual world, and this virtual world looks just as real as the Matrix is real as the real world. And I don't know when the game comes out. I forgot to get these details. But Matrix has a history of making video games, filling the gaps between second movie and third movie. First and second movie, and like the way you end the game. It gives you information of what's going on in the movie. Like Niobe and her crew is, we're gonna do this while Neo and Morpheus is doing that. So the game you do that. So there's a very interesting way to expand the story and give the player more details and interactiveness. Actually do something as part of the story. Yeah. So hopefully they will do something like that too. They introduce a new character on this cinematics that maybe gonna see it, between this new Matrix and the next one, because I'm pretty sure they're gonna do more. Yeah. Yeah. We shall see. Okay. Anything else about those? About Matrix? Or about the Game Awards? Oh yeah, there's this spectacular, this really beautiful new Star Wars game called Star Wars Eclipse. Yeah, the trailer. Oh, I lost my mind. It looks so cool, and it's. This is like Star Wars. I feel like I haven't seen this kind of Star Wars before, but it looks very. Sorry, I'm sounding dumb, but like it looks cool, and I'm excited about it. It starts with like these like big like muscly aliens like beating on drums, and it just looks like lush and like epic and like fantastical, and it's very very exciting. And there's like lightsabers and Jedi, but it's they could be Sith witches or wizards, whatever they call it, Dark Lords of the Sith, or new creatures. The game takes place in this period called Star Wars: The High Republic, which is a fairly new narrative, fictional narrative sub-creation of the Star Wars universe. There's several books and comic books around, but it's fairly new, and it could be some sort of new characters. We do have a glimpse of Yoda, because he was around. He has 900 years, but it looks cool, looks intense. It looks like one of those movies you want to be part of it or play. And in this case, you're gonna be able to play.
And that's just some of the speculation and rumor that I've heard. This is coming from a studio that does like really heavily story-driven games. I've also seen some speculation that perhaps a very young Dooku is involved. Like that might be one of the characters.
I don't know.
Again, this is like speculation, but maybe not.
You would have to check the timeline, because Dooku was apprentice of Yoda.
Yes.
So Yoda is there, but we don't know how old the Yoda is there. If he's already one of the Grand Masters, if he's a young apprentice, and
Basically, the speculation comes from someone checking timelines on Wikipedia, I guess, but there's also a shot of someone with like a kind of a curved lightsaber.
Oh yes, that's
like
true.
What he carries, and
but that was his lightsaber when he was a Sith, right?
True.
When he was a Jedi, you don't know how his lightsaber looks.
True. Again, speculation.
Well, it looks intense. It looks pretty.
Yeah.
Star Wars Eclipse, which it could give us a hint of the story, since Eclipse sun could be the black sun. But I think it's not gonna be that, because Black Sun is more like mobsters, and there's a lot of Sith Jedi vibes, and but if you have the light side, if you have the dark side, an Eclipse, it's both.
Ooh.
Yeah.
There's so many different aspects to Star Wars and different lenses you can look at it through. I feel like Mandalorian is leaning really hard into the space western side of things. Eclipse, to me, looks like it leans really hard more into the fantasy side of things.
Yeah.
And either way, I'm here for it.
And you have the mobster side coming with Boba Fett coming.
Yes,
later
the book of Boba Fett.
Later this month.
Yeah, in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Cool beans. All right, Golden Globe nominations have come out.
They nominated movies and TV shows,
yes,
and
as they do.
Yeah, and there was some pretty cool things to see there. What was your favorites?
Let's see. I was happy to see Dune got a lot of love. Hans Zimmer got nominated for the score. Not a surprise, but still nice to see. Who were some of the others? I just looked at these and I forgot them already. The King Richard got a lot of nominations, as well as West Side Story was nominated several times for different things: directing, acting,
best movie, musical, or comedy.
Yes. Cyrano, which hasn't come out yet, but this is one with Peter Dinklage in the title role of Cyrano de Bergerac. That was nominated a few times, as well as Coda, which was an incredible film we saw earlier this year.
Yeah,
so those were films that we saw or will see that I really liked, and so I'm happy to see them get some love. I don't know, what were some standouts for you?
There was some pretty, let me see here. I think it was here they made a collage. Maybe it wasn't. What was it? I saw this collage I saved on my phone, but I can't use my phone just now. Private mode. Okay.
Another one that got a lot of nominations is a film we watched earlier this week called The Power of the Dog. This is one starring Benedict Cumberbatch and Kirsten Dunst and a bunch of other familiar faces. I personally wasn't a huge fan, but it is not a surprise that it got the whole thing.
But the story, I mean, I'm pretty sure. I mean, I don't remember the details, but for script, it shouldn't be nominated.
I don't know. The whole time, I was just like, at the very end, I got interested, but I don't know. The whole thing just felt. Some movies you watch and you think, oh, this is made for award season, and it's getting a lot of nominations.
Well, I was just taking a glimpse here. We see people from Ted Lasso, Best Actress, from White Lotus. We saw that. We liked it. There's Kate Ledever from Dope Sick. We're still gonna watch that. Best Motion Picture, we have Coda. We saw. We really liked it. King Richard, we saw. We talked about it.
Yes.
We also like Dune. Power of the Dog, and we need to see Belfast. I heard really good things about it.
This is one from Kenneth Branagh, and that has also received a lot of nominations.
Yeah. Television actor, musical comedy, you have Anthony Anderson, Steve Martin, Ted Lasso. What's his bucket? Oh my gosh. It's Nicholas Hoult for The Great. Martin Shore.
Yeah.
Steve Martin from the Murders in the Building.
Murders in the Building, yeah.
Best Original Song, we have Respect. Belfast, King Richard. This Encanto and No Time to Die. Best Motion Picture Animated, we have Flea, Luca, My Sunny Mad.
Mad. I'm not sure. I haven't seen that one.
Encanto and Raya. And Nicole Kidman's there. You mentioned. What else? That is Don't Look Up was nominated for Best Picture Comedy or Musical.
Yes, and DiCaprio got a nomination for that as well.
The new it was Adam McKay. I want to say it's Adam McKay. The movie barely premiered. If it did, I don't think it even did.
Yeah, that's another one on my list to see.
Tic Tac Boom Boom, whatever. It's
Boom.
It's a Netflix movie. It's based on the life of the creator of the musical Rent. What else? I think that's all I want.
Yeah, those are some of the big ones.
Let's say. We have Affleck. We have. Some other people. I think those are the ones that I want to mention. Limited series, Dope Sick, Mary of Easttown we saw, and I didn't see any of the other ones, but Mary is probably my favorite. The Underground Railroad, we didn't see that one. Made, The Impeachment. The guys from The Morning Show, Apple getting nominations, also from Ted Lasso, and I think that's best television series: Lupin, Squid Game, a Korean show, The Morning Show, Succession, and Pose, and let's keep it this way.
Okay.
But it's a lot of interesting things. We're gonna see some more, and we're gonna come back with maybe some predictions. Maybe we'll see. Yeah,
I don't know, but either way, lots of really good stuff has been nominated, and we'll see what happens. Okay, Netflix, Avatar: The Last Airbender adaptation they're keeping it coming with the casting announcements. The latest batch doesn't have a ton of super recognizable names. But I mean, at this point we have all the main characters, right? Are we still missing main characters? Yeah, I think so. There's a few. I mean, this is a 3-season TV show.
I mean, so considering the first season, we've got
the whole gang, and our main antagonist. So they've cast most of the main characters, especially with this last roundup. So Azula, Suki, and Gran. Those we all know from the animation, but the ones that I was most excited to see get cast were first a character named Yukari, who's supposed to be Suki's mom. I don't remember her from the animation, but that doesn't mean she wasn't there because I have a very bad memory. But also Avatar Kyoshi has been cast. So we have actual cast members for Kyoshi and for Roku, which is very exciting and intriguing. So that's happened. You can check those out.
Yeah. Good. Avatar. If you didn't see, I think it's on Netflix.
Yes.
Yeah, directed by M. Night Shyamalan.
No, oh my gosh. Just, for his sake and for our sake, we just pretended that didn't happen. It was not good. It was not good at all. Anyway.
Bruce Springsteen made big bucks this week. He sold his music catalog to Sony for $500 million. And yeah, good for him.
Yeah. I feel like this is Disney buying Lucasfilm. Like a lot of money for him and a lot of future money for them.
Oh, yeah.
So, good. Yeah. Well done, team. Okay, this has been rumored, speculated, floated a bunch, but apparently it's finally happened. Jeff Garlin is leaving the Goldbergs.
Apparently there's some HR issues with him and how he behaved on set.
He's pretty open about it. He's kind of a pill on set because he's a comedian and he makes jokes that make people uncomfortable. But he won't stop because he's a comedian. And
it's always about that. Huh. Okay.
As far as I know, maybe there was something else that went on, but he makes jokes that make people uncomfortable, and I guess it's gotten to a point where he's leaving. I haven't read much about this. I don't know if he's decided to leave. Or if
apparently it was a mutual decision.
Okay.
There was rumors a couple months ago that he would be fired. He denied it, and he wasn't fired. But now he's leaving, and apparently it's mutual. Nobody denied. He didn't deny it was mutual, and the studio didn't deny. The question is how the show's gonna go without him, because it's based on a true family, a true character. That didn't die. I don't know if he died yet, but I'm pretty sure he
But he didn't die at that point.
Yeah.
And he is the dad. Like, he's kind of a big deal. I don't know. I feel like this show needs to be done. I really like it. It's been great.
They're going to college. I guess is a good time to finish.
Yeah, exactly. I think this is great. Adam is graduating. Like, it can be done.
Yeah.
And it's a very natural ending point, and yeah.
But we'll see.
I think that would be fine. But yeah, we'll see. The Shrink Next Door has been an absolutely riveting limited series.
Today's Friday. The last one is on.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I know what we're doing later. But apparently the journalist who first wrote this story is now suing for a share of the profits from the TV adaptation.
Yeah, you write some and it gets like big, gigantic, because if the power of streaming and the internet communications, it gets global, it gets worldwide.
Yeah.
It gets so big that's like, hey, I think I should get more. Maybe he should. I don't know. I don't know the deal.
I don't know how this works. Yeah, and I'm trying to think of other film or TV adaptations of news stories. And I don't know.
It's based on a podcast.
Yeah, but did those original journalists get a cut of the profits? Spotlight, which is the one about the Boston Globe reporting on. Did those journalists get profit from that?
In the case of journalists, I think they are. And they are so great, right? They are the illuminated. They are the greatest people that bring truth to our lives. I guess in this case, they are the unsung heroes. They shall be remembered, but they're not gonna get the the laureates, they're not gonna get money, which they don't need to because they work for honor and for the truth.
But like, if you're reporting on something that's like happening currently, like, do you own the rights to an event that happened? I don't know.
I mean, it's I guess it gets tricky because if you write a book, you have the rights for the book.
Mm-hmm.
But if you write a piece,
yeah, like do you have again, especially like dealing with nonfiction things, like it's not like you have the rights to somebody else's story.
No, that's what I'm saying. If you write a piece, don't you have the right for the piece?
Well, I guess it depends on what the piece is.
Or the newspaper. I'm talking about a piece like an article.
Yeah.
Because a book, you wrote a book, you published, but I guess it's between you and the publisher, right? In the newspaper, you kind of employee, the newspaper owns. I don't know.
But I guess I'm saying it's not even just like the medium, it's like nonfiction in general. Like if you write a definitive biography on FDR, do you get to sue?
If they adapted the biography, yes.
If they just like make, I don't know.
Yeah. And the legality is this: if you write a book of FDR, right, and I go and make a movie, if you are able to prove that my movie was adapting or used your book as a source and I didn't pay you, I will be forced legally, if you have good lawyers, to pay you. But again, it's a legal battle, and it happens all the time.
Does Ron Chernoff get royalties from Hamilton? Because the music, like Ron Chernoff, he wrote like the autobiography of Alexander Hamilton, that and Lin-Manuel Miranda based his musical on that biography. So does Ron Chernoff get like royalties and rights?
That's what I'm saying. If he sue, he can win because Lin-Manuel Miranda declared several times that he used that book, right? So if he sue, he could get, or he could just be magnanimous about it. It's like, oh, after this musical, I sold so many more books. You know, he won, and he would be happy about it. I guess it depends. You know, it's like this whole plagiarism and legal and rights. It goes. You know, there's like the people that sued. What's a bucket? J.K. Rowling because of Harry Potter, because there's a lot of similar stuff on this comic book and this other books, you know, and it's about it comes to a point that the burden of the proof is on the accuser, so the accuser have to prove, they have to show evidence that that's the case. If they can't prove, there's no case, is dismissed, and even if it is, you know. Yeah.
Well.
Anyways, this was the legal moment of the day in the Retina Weekly. Brought to you by Retina.
Anywho, Fast and the Furious 10. That's right, 10 is moving to May 2023.
There's some sad news about it because I read somewhere that said the final installment of the series is like, no. That cannot be. And it's so funny because they every single movie they ended so well, like it could be the last.
It's true, which is probably a good idea.
I hope they what they call the final. They could be the Final Furious, right? Or something like that. But then they come up and it's like, no, there's more.
Yeah.
And keep doing it. Yeah. If you build it, they'll come. You know, it's fun.
But I mean, they've already been to space. I guess they could go like in the ocean.
Oh, he declared.
I'm just trying to think of like more sharks to jump.
Oh, he declared that he want to cross over with like Back to the Future.
No.
Or Jurassic World, be in the same universe as Jurassic World. Okay. Or Transformers. Cars, you know. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Anyways.
Well, as long as they make them, we'll see them because they're dumb and they're fun. And yeah. Anyway, so May 2023. We'll just have to somehow get by until then.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the future. Looking to the past, Stephen Colbert celebrated the 20th anniversary of the release of Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring, with a rap that was okay. It was enjoyable, but what was really notable was who he got to be involved.
Yeah, he got some famous rappers. He himself showed up, which you know is a talk show thing. He self-promoted himself, even though he's trying to quote homage the movie he likes, the trilogy, the best trilogy according to him. So he got the hobbits.
He got all the hobbits. Mm-hmm.
He got Gollum.
Yep.
He got Elrond.
Yeah, that for me, that was the big get.
He was unrecognizable. I couldn't.
I know he's all like bearded and looked cheerful, which is not a Hugo Weaving vibe. But he was rapping in Elvish, and for me personally, that was the highlight of the whole thing.
Yeah, I have Frodo Mother Baggins.
Mm-hmm.
I had Elijah Wood. We had Sean Austin. We had
Dominic Monaghan, Billy
Boyd.
Andy Serkis with a sick flute solo. Orlando Bloom, making me question why was I so obsessed with him as a teenager?
And Kendrick, why?
I don't know, because I look at him now, I'm like, what was I into?
Why, you don't think he's pretty anymore?
No.
Really? I mean, he was making kind of a fool of himself on this thing.
I suppose. But even like going back and watching like Pirates.
Yeah.
Or something. I'm like, oh man.
Yeah.
I was so young. Anyway.
It was fun. It's available online if you want to see. It's
Yeah, it's fun.
It's not Bilbo Baggins by Leonard Nimoy, but it's fun.
But yeah, we can put it up there with that.
Well, I guess that's it for this week, right? So Christmas is coming. We're gonna talk Christmas movies. Maybe we're gonna talk about some new ones. We already started talking about some new ones. Maybe we're gonna talk about our favorites. But tonight, at this moment, the last episode of Shrink Next Door is on Apple TV, and The Witcher is available. Season 2.
All of season 2.
It's available on Netflix. Don't want to sleep? Go watch all of them. Let's see if the confusing timeline will keep you awake. They said this season will not be confusing like the other one, so we'll see. Maybe, hopefully, will not be. But next week we're gonna see the new Matrix, and we're gonna talk about it. And I guess that's it for this week. May the force be with you.
Live long and prosper.
Bye.
Bye.